And Lady Pioneers take the field for game 2. The umpires and coaches meeting just concluded here as VolState took the game 1 10-4. Ended up 5-run 5th inning that put it out of reach for the Lady Pioneers. They scored another one in the bottom of the 6th and nearly able to walk off on a mercy rule in that bottom of the 6th, but couldn't push the 11th run across. Ended up getting the 10-4 victory over Dyersburg State. Moved to 14-3 in conference play. It's first place, as this is the only conference action of the day. Cleveland State hosting Gadsden State out of conference. And Southwest Tennessee on the road at Holmes Community College. Dyersburg facing off against VolState. VolState has taken the first 3 games this week, 2 on Tuesday at Dyersburg. And game 1 here is we are about set for game number 2. And leading off in game 2, as she did in game 1, Jazz Watkins to face a Caitlin Davis, redshirt sophomore. What happened there? Popped up. That should get over the press box. Camuso ball. Okay. I'm figuring it out. I think I have it by game 2. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Shot.
All right, both cameras working. Popped up into left field. Caitlin Dillard's out there, and she is under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Didn't know our concession stand was open, but I'm telling you, there it is in good hands down there. Not only is the athletic director, Bobby Hudson, overseeing all of the financial matters that are taking place, but he is being supervised by Assistant Athletic Director Justin McKinney. Johnny Lynn, former softball coach, dragging chairs around down underneath. You can hear that on our crowd mic. Coach Lynn, get it the chair where you want it. Settle in for game 2. Caitlin Davis gone 3 balls, no strikes to Madison Lanier, the shortstop. On deck, Brooklyn Davidson. And a 4-pitch walk puts Lanier on base. Davis making her 20th appearance of the year. It's her 14th start. She has an 8-3 record. 86 innings pitched this year. That's 4th in the conference. She's first in the conference in strikeouts with 85. She faces Brooklyn Davidson with 1 out and 1 on. And Davidson has to back away from that inside fastball. Davidson 1 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Infield single is now Davis has gone 6 straight wide. Time called, and Alyssa Costley is going to come out. Have a quick meeting, 3 batters in with Davis. Caitlin, a veteran from Manchester, Tennessee, Coffee County Central, sat out last year with an injury, had I think a couple of surgeries. Caitlin, 5'9", redshirt sophomore, daughter of Rick and Denise Davis, sister to Natasha, Nathan, Jared, Blake, and Caitlin. Her freshman year 2 years ago was voted second team all-conference. She was in the top 5 in the conference in about 10 different categories. Just Wes Buckner doing some landscaping out, getting rid of some clay. So our home plate umpire had to be notified by our base umpire that Wes Buckner's still back there doing some landscaping, picking up pieces of clay. 2-0 pitch. That's high. Ball 3. Davis was first in games started her freshman year, 27. Also first in innings pitched, 176. It was 2 years ago. 3-0 pitch right down Broadway. Last year, VolState had a pitcher, Brooklyn Levin, who also led the conference in innings pitched. She had 152, and that is 2 walks with 1 out. Came in with 19 walks in 86 innings. As I said, 85 strikeouts. She is 6th in the conference in strikeouts per 7 innings. She is just under 7 strikeouts, basically per game, per 7 innings. Davis throws that ball out. She doesn't like the stitching on that one. Caitlin was 19-9 her freshman year. 19 wins, was second, and she has now hit a batter. This game isn't starting so well for the redshirt sophomore. After getting Watkins to fly out the left field, she's walked Madison Lanier and Brooklyn Davidson, has now hit Jada Moore. That's now 5 plunkings on the year by Davis. That'll bring up Kinley Melton. Melton playing third base in game 2 as she did in game 1. She was 0 for 3. There's a strike poured in there on the outside corner. Davis looking for one of those strikeouts right now with Ellen Adair, the DP, on deck. It gets a line drive right to Maddie Goat at first base. She steps on first, and that's an unassisted inning-ending do-dat double play, just what the doctor ordered for Caitlin Davis. Nothing that Jada Moore could do on that, as she had just taken 1 step off the base, maybe 2 steps. She becomes out number 3 on the force out. Melton lines into an inning-ending double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 runners left aboard. Just getting started here in game 2. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Move to the bottom of the first inning. Alyssa Dixon, Mally Grizzle, Maddie Goad to face Haley Cisco. Have to turn the volume down on our crowd. Mike got a conversation going on below us at the press box. Don't know who that is, and apparently she doesn't realize there's a microphone right there. Dixon looks at the first pitch from Cisco in there for a called strike. Give you the defense for Dyersburg State here in just a minute. Ground ball to short. That's still Madison Lanier. She throws over to Brooklyn Davidson at first base for the first out. Still working on first names on my score sheet. Don't have as much time between game 1 and game 2 as I have before game 1. Mally Grizzle stands in. She was our Toyota Gallatin player of the game in game 1. She went 3 for 4. Hit her third home run of the year, drove in 2 runs, scored twice. Change up misses down, so sometime and then before the end of this game, she gets to go up there and pick out a brand new Toyota. Don't know that she's going to be able to get up there in time, though, before that runs out. 2 balls and a strike. Just kidding. They don't give away cars up there for free. I don't care who you are. But they are a big supporter of VolState Athletics. Put up brand new scoreboards here and all 3 of the venues a couple of years ago. 2-1 pitch, just down low. Eric Carr, the general manager. Jake Thompson, the general sales manager. Wayne Hobdy's my salesman. And Emily Smith is my service lady. 3-1 pitch misses. And Grizzle reaches on a walk. If you need service on any vehicle, you can call Toyota Gallatin at 615-230-9000. Ask for Emily Smith. You will not be disappointed. Maddie Goad stands at the plate. She hit her 9th home run of the year. An opposite field, went to right field as she looks at a called strike. Jazz Watkins got back to the fence, got a glove up, and got some leather on it. But it hit off of her glove and went out of play over the fence. Solo home run for Goad. 1 for 4, a couple of flyouts and a ground out. She's looking to get untracked here in game 2. 1-1 pitch coming from Cisco. Drilled into left field. That will get between short and third for a base knock. Runners now at first and second. Cisco tried to go with a off-speed pitch there, and Goad waited back. That's the first hit of the ball game. They had 14 hits and 10 runs in game 1. Dyersburg 4 runs, 8 hits. Maddie Shinton 1 for 4 in game 1. Steps in an RBI opportunity, looks at ball 1. She collected a double and an RBI in her first at-bat and then proceeded to ground out, soft line out, and a fly out to deep center field. She was 1 for 4. She's used to getting multiple hits in a game. Freshman, former Bobcat from Greenbrier High School. Outside. Winks at the outside corner for a called strike. On deck, Anaya Dawson. Shinton playing third base again, and Maddie Goad is at first base. Grounded foul down the third base line. Lady Pioneers in game 1 scored 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 5 in the 6th, and 1 final run. Sorry, 5 in the 5th. Chopper to short. It's going to kick off of Lanier and go into center field for an error. No RBI to Shinton, but that's the Framework Athletics' first run of the game. As Shinton reaches on the E6, Grizzle comes in to score. Down to second goes Goad. My score sheet, Dyersburg had 1 error in game 1. Throw down to second. Goad just steps in ahead of the tag. Dawson 1 for 3. She hit a solo home run in that 6th inning. So a called strike. On the change, had a walk in 4 official or total at-bats. 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Eight of the 9 starters in the VolState lineup in game 1 drove in runs. And the 9th batter was 2 for 3. That's popped up on the right side. Should be an easy play for Caitlin Cotton, the second baseman. She makes it just in the outfield grass for out number 2. That'll bring up Abby Merle, the center fielder. Abby 0 for 1 in game 1. She was on base twice. She was hit by a pitch twice. Drove in a run in the first with a sacrifice fly. VolState looking for a big 2-out knock here from the redshirt sophomore. Transfer from Cleveland State. She went to community high school. Graduated in 2024. She's an early childhood education major. She's going to lay down a bunt. Charging is Melton, and she doesn't have a throw. And the bases are loaded. KJ Irwin picked up 3 hits in game 1. So Goad's now down at third. She reached on a single. Shinton, who reached on the error by the shortstop, is at second base. Merle at first. KJ Irwin, left-handed hitting catcher, stands in. She is close to the plate, too. Cisco delivers. That's out low and outside. Haley Cisco's 10th appearance of the year. And if you were with me at game 1, I can't give you her record because it's not correct in Presto. Right down Nashville Pike with that next pitch. Stats are not correct for pitchers for Dyersburg. They don't have a Tim Reese over there watching them like a hawk. Over to left field. That's going to drop. And no, she does not make the catch. Kennedy Robinson with the dive, but she can't haul it in. And that will mean 2 more runs for the Lady Pioneers. Or did they only get? No, they did get 2. That brings Kirsten Smith to the plate. She likes to swing at that first pitch, fouls it back. It's got to be a single. Those are unearned runs right there, though. A diving attempt. Good attempt by Kennedy Robinson, but she could not secure the catch. Merle down at second base and KJ Irwin on at first. 3 hits now in the inning. VolState for the second straight game has scored 3 runs in the first. Smith takes the ball high and away. Kirsten was 2 for 3. She had a single, infield single, and a double in 3 trips to the plate. Was lifted for a pinch hitter in the 6th. Ground ball to second. Down on one knee and a high throw by Cotton, but Davidson able to get up off the bag and then back down before Smith touches. So VolState scores 1 run. I believe all of those are going to be unearned. I'll check that during the break. 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left aboard. 3-0. VolState leads after 1. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. Move to the top of the 2nd inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Dyersburg State to face Caitlin Davis. Ellen Adair, Caitlin Cotton, and Kennedy Robinson to face the redshirt sophomore. Davis struggled in that 1st inning. Loaded the bases with a couple of walks and a hit batter. Pulled out of the fire by Maddie Goad, who made the catch on a line drive right to her. Made the catch, stepped on first. She was looking for another out somewhere. Didn't remember, I guess, that Jazz Watkins had flown out to begin the game. There's a ground ball to 3rd. 1 hop, Shinton with the sleeves rolled up, getting some vitamin D on her shoulders. Throws over to first for out number 1. She's done a really good job down there at 3rd base for the Lady Pioneers. Caitlin Cotton. She's from unknown parts of the world. Gets it a called strike. Just joining me, and the roster on the Lady Eagles website is lacking with regard to hometowns as that ball's lifted out of play. Caitlin Davis must have got in and got a shot of let's throw strikes in there in the dugout. Couldn't find the plate in inning number 1, and she's delivered nothing but strikes. It's a swing and a foul tip that catches a piece of the backstop. KJ Irwin. Maddie Shinton will come in and give her a break. Pick up that foul ball that landed to the back of the backstop. Irwin catching her 2nd straight game. It's been what I've noticed in conference games. Instead of Shinton getting back behind the plate for game 2, she stays out at 3rd base. Cotton looks at ball 1. Did not play in game 1. Popped up in the shallow center field. Merle lost her footing. Diving attempt, no good. She lost her footing out there in center field. Went to the grass. That's going to be a bloop single for Cotton. No doubt she would have had it if she had not slipped. Nearly came up with it on the dive. Cotton picks up the base hit. And Kennedy Robinson, left fielder, stands in, looks at ball one. Cotton came in hitting .226. That's her 8th hit of the year. Robinson hitting .333, looks at a called strike. Robinson playing in her 18th game of the year. This is the 15th game for Cotton. Ground ball to third. Shinton's going to go to second for one. The throw to first is not in time. Now 2 outs as Robinson grounds into the fielder's choice. Brings up the number 9 hole hitter, Macy Calhoun, who had an excellent game one. Swings at the first pitch here, dumps one in the left center field. Abby Merle, who did not slip, comes in and makes the running catch for out number 3. That's what speed will do for you if you don't slip out there. You might want to check the cleats, see if she needs a new pair. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Caitlin Davis, a much better looking inning there. Retires Dyersburg. We'll go to the bottom of the second. VolState leads 3-0. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for the Lady Pioneers here in the bottom of the second. Alyssa Costley heading out to the first base coach's box. Apparently her and Wes Buckner will change up. Not really sure the reasoning. I'm not sure if it's a superstitious matter or not. Caitlin Dillard with her grandparents from Greenbrier or Springfield who are here in attendance. I think maybe her mom was going to show up. She's a school teacher from Greenbrier High School. Sophomore. Looks at a pitch right down the can. Joe Brown's her grandfather. He's every game he can possibly be at. Sit down right below. That is bunted down the first base line. There's no chance they're getting Dillard there. That was close to coming up and hitting her, not only in the batter's box, but as she took the step out of the batter's box. So a bunt single to lead off the second. Haley Cisco still in the circle for Dyersburg. Going to face the top of the Lady Pioneer lineup. Alyssa Dixon grounded out to short in her first at-bat. Smoke to the third baseman, bobbled, but she picks it up and throws Dixon out. On the play, Dillard moves to second. Nice job by Kinley Melton to stay with that hot shot off the bat of Dixon. Allie Grizzle walked and scored in the first. She swings at first pitch, lines one out to right field. Dillard tagging, and she slides in safely. Ball gets by, but not far enough for Dillard to try to score. Nice throw there by Jazz Watkins. Dillard runs way too fast to try to nab her. 2 outs, Maddie Goat at the plate. All down low. She had a ground ball single between short and third in the first inning. She ended up coming in to score. I did look back at that. All 3 of those runs are unearned off of Haley Cisco. That one's earned. That's a ground ball base hit up the middle. And Goad picks up another RBI. And VolState now leads 4-0. Goad now 2 for 2 here in game 2. Yeah, you're just playing with fire, putting runners on base with Maddie Shinton coming up. She smokes one again to Melton. Knocks it down, and her throw across the diamond is in time to get Shinton. Nice job by Melton as she hung tough on 2 balls with some high velocity as they exited off the bat. That's what you tell your hitters. Hit the ball hard. Not a lot of people want to get in front of hard hit balls, but Kinley Melton did a great job there. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. 1 runner was left on base. We're through 2, scheduled for 7 here in game 2. You're watching the VolState Sports Network on YouTube. Top of the order due up for Dyersburg State as they get their turn in the top half of the 3rd inning. If you want to join the show and let me know who you are, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, send me an email at treesports@gmail.com. First pitch swinging. Watkins fouls that one off our home plate umpire, Ken Cato. Charge that one next time, Ken. KJ Irwin go out, have a chat with Caitlin Davis. This will not be a charged timeout as home plate umpire realizes she's just giving him a little time to recover. Brad Swope, the athletic trainer here at VolState, popped his head out of the dugout. 0-1 pitch, round to 2 first. Goad will handle that one herself. Davis doesn't even come out of the circle. She said, I know Maddie's got that one. Another 3 unassisted as she pulled off the unassisted double play to end that first inning. Davis battled some control issues in the top of the first, couple of walks and a hit batter. Madison Lanier was that first walk of the game. She hits one up the middle, ground ball that knocks Dixon down. She tried to backhand that one a little awkwardly. That'll be an infield single for Madison Lanier. Not sure how well Lanier runs. Normally shortstops run pretty well, but don't know that Alyssa Dixon would have been able to come up with that backhand and then throw to first in time to get Lanier. Brooklyn Davidson, who also walked in her first plate appearance stands in. Popped out of play. Mia Harper went 5 innings in game 1, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs they were earned, walked 2, struck out 3, faced 25 batters in getting her 6th win of the year. That's a ground ball, maybe off the foot. It is off the foot. As Davidson didn't sell it hard, but it looked like one of those that went off the foot and just a worm burner right to Shinton down at third base. As now the umpire will give Davidson a bit of time to try to recover. So we've got a ball hit our catcher, hit the umpire, and now the batter is Davis. Tries to pour one right in on the spot where Davidson just fouled a ball off her feet. That front left foot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Davis gets the strikeout. Her first of the game. She gets him in bunches, too. It's now 2 outs. Cleanup hitter Jada Moore was hit by a pitch. In the first, she looks at a pitch, winks at the outside corner for a called strike. Moore reached base twice in game 1. 1 for 3, also walked. There's a ground ball foul. As head coach Dusty Rhodes standing down out in front of the VolState dugout. He and Christian Lynn having a chat. Coach Rhodes, a long time, I believe, a high school baseball coach. Ended up coming to Dyersburg, I believe it was last year, to help out with softball. Another chopper foul. He actually helped with both baseball and softball last year. I think he actually finished the year as both coaches. Athletic director Steve Corneliuson, another foul ball, out of play. Got everything straightened out now, I think, and remember their baseball coach's first name. Maybe it's Connor Goen, I think, is his last name. In his first year, Dyersburg men's team, having a pretty good year in baseball. 0-2 pitch, just down. Two out, 1 on. The 1-2. This is low and away. Dyersburg State men are 8-7 in conference, so they're above 500. 6th place. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. VolState looking to keep putting a number besides a 0 up there on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard each inning, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. today, Dyersburg State will not play until next Tuesday, so they'll have the weekend off. They will host Southwest Tennessee Lady Salukis. And on Friday, they'll host Columbia State in a doubleheader. Nia Dawson leads off the third. Haley Cisco in her third inning. Delivers. Ground ball to the right side. He gets off the glove of Cotton. Rolling into right field. Dawson is going to stop at second base with a leadoff dudette double. Glancing off of Cotton's glove and rolled out to Watkins in right field. Dawson runs well. She wasn't stopping at first. Merle tries to place one down in that left field line, fouls it off. Stays in the field of play, and Kennedy Robinson will pick it up. Change up, misses outside. Lady Pioneers have duplicated what they did in game one. They scored 3 in the bottom of the first, 1 in the bottom of the second. Don't want to continue that duplication as they did not score in the third or the fourth. Chopper right back to the first baseman as we got obstruction by the shortstop. Throw from the pitcher to first base. Merle and Madison Lanier collided out there at shortstop. So Dawson is safe at third. Merle is out 1-3. So no ultimate effect. Except that Dawson does get third base without a potential play. KJ Irwin, who dumped a single in left field. Kennedy Robinson tried to make a diving catch, couldn't come up with it. Drove in 2 runs. She lifts one out to center field. Tagging, and the catch is made. No chance to get Merle. As VolState has scored another run here in the bottom of the third. A sac fly by KJ Irwin. And with nobody on, 2 outs, Kirsten Smith at the plate. Get ready. She likes to swing at the first pitch. She does not. It's ball 1. Likes to swing at the first strike, maybe, is a better way to put it. Sophomore majoring in digital and broadcast media. Takes a healthy hack there, comes up empty. 5'6" sophomore. Daughter of Greg and Kathleen Smith, sister to Shelby. Went to Ballard High School in Louisville. That's line down the right field line. That is fair, and it's trouble. She rounds first. She is headed to second, and she will pull in with a second dudette double of the inning. She's now 1 for 2. She goes opposite way. Another runner in scoring position, Caitlin Dillard, who laid down a bunt. Her first at-bat. Picked up an RBI single in game 1. She grounded one right back up the middle. Third baseman Melton creeping in from third. Inside the bag is Brooklyn Davidson down at first base as well. Dillard runs extremely well. She goes square around the bunt, takes the bat back, and it's ball 2. Inning started with a double by Nia Dawson that hit off of the glove of the second baseman, Caitlin Cotton, and rolled into right field. Dawson able to get down to second base. A ground out moved her to third. And then a fly ball by K.J. Irwin drove her in. The first run here in the inning. A 2-out knock by Kirsten Smith has her standing at second base. On the 3-0, squaring around, pulling the bat back for a called strike. Smith now has 3 hits on the day. The 3-1. Taken for a called strike, low and away, and a full count Ministries full count. We'll have another full count Ministries verse of the game, as well as the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game named following this contest. Full count foul ball. Alyssa Dixon waiting on deck. Ground ball off the glove, and that's going to sneak into left field. Smith will retreat to second base. Some C&I hits here for the Lady Pioneers. Dillard now 2 for 2. Glanced off the pitcher's glove, and Lanier, who was going to back her up, saw that one just sneak on by her into left field. Pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher, Macy Calhoun. As Dixon looking for her first hit of the ball game. 2 for 4 in game 1. Now's a good time for it, Alyssa. Got out in front of that one, skies it out to right field, and Jazz Watkins can't see it. The old sunshine here at the Nichols Softball Complex. They're going to go ahead and send her all the way in, and that is going to be a pop fly, sunfly home run. 3 runs come in on that, and you lose the ball in the sun, it's not an error. Let's see how they rule that. It's not a triple and an error, I don't expect. I think that's an inside the park home run, and that's how it's ruled. Alyssa Dixon picks up her second home run. Time is called. The entire team is coming to the circle to have a conversation. Outfielders, infielders, everybody. Give 3 RBIs to Dixon. The assistant coach, Emily Gilstrap, having a conversation with the home plate umpire. We had an issue in game 1 where a meeting had occurred where Coach Rhodes had come out to talk to the entire infield because of a fielding mishap, it appeared to me. And then later on in that same inning, assistant coach was sent out. Smalley Grizzle takes a called strike. And after her meeting, the umpire said, you need to change the pitcher. That's the second meeting with the pitcher in this inning. Ball 1. Grizzle 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, lined out to right field her last time up. Jazz Watkins playing deep out in right field. For the right-handed hitting shortstop, 1-1 pitches outside. Back-to-back-to-back hits for VolState. Kirsten Smith had a 2-out double. Caitlin Dillard with a single off the pitcher's glove. Then Alyssa Dixon hits a fly ball that looked like it was going to end the inning. Jazz Watkins wearing one of the visors. She was not wearing it in game one. Several of the innings that I looked out there at her. That's a Chick-fil-A Gallatin foul ball. Gets out of play to the right side. And a full count Ministries full count coming to Mally Grizzle. Dixon hits the fly ball and she runs. She was rounding third getting to third as the throw was coming in from the outfield. Swing and a miss. Grizzle's down on strikes, and that will end the inning. First strikeout of the game for Cisco. But VolState puts 4 more on the board and leads 8-0. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We are through 3, 8-0. VolState leads. Got some Jersey Mike subs in the game for VolState. Savannah White is the new left fielder. Have to figure out where she's going to move into the lineup. I would assume in Caitlin Dillard's spot in the 9-hole. Not really sure. Maddie Goad moves from first to third. Kendra McNeil takes her spot at first base. Maddie Shinton comes in to catch for KJ Irwin. So we'll see if the umpire he's pointing to catcher. He's going to first base and not telling me what I need to know. I need to know where they go in the batting lineup. We figure that when they come to the plate, though. Goad moves from first to third. Shinton moves from third to home. Kinley Melton takes called strike from Caitlin Davis to begin the top of the 4th. Melton lined into a double play. There's a slow roller to third. Goad charges, gloves, throws to McNeil for the out. Nice play there by Maddie Goad. Ellen Adair, the DP, stands in. She's 0 for 1. Davis pouring in strikes now, up 8-0. You do not want to see walks or hit by pitches for sure. Again, if you're just joining me, she struggled with 3 straight batters, second, third, and fourth batters of the game for Dyersburg. That ball's grounded past Grizzle. Probably a base hit. Hard hit ball by Adair. Grizzle had a shot at it, but didn't get a glove on it, but that doesn't always mean that it's a base hit. Waiting for the official score. There's a ground ball to third. Goad over to second for one, on to first, and a 5-4-3 inning-ending do-dat double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Caitlin Davis. As Caitlin Cotton grounds into the 5-4-3. Inning-ending double play. Don't see a lot of double plays in women's softball, but I've seen two double plays today. One on the ground, one a line drive. As Caitlin Davis faces a minimum, no runs, one hit, no errors, nobody left the board. VolState coming in, get the sticks going again. We got a new pitcher for Dyersburg State. Ella Chilton is the new pitcher. Tell you a little bit more about her when we return on the VolState Sports Network. Home half of the fourth. Maddie Goad to lead off. Be followed by Maddie Shinton and Anaya Dawson. New pitcher in the circle for Dyersburg State. Ella Chilton, a right-hander. A freshman. She came in, or she started game one at first base. On in relief, and Goad 3 for 3 as she singles to right field. Went the opposite way there. You could tell on purpose. She was going backside. All three hits, singles. That's a leadoff knock. Haley Cisco goes 3 innings, gives up 9 hits, 8 runs. 5 of those are earned by my calculation. A walk, a strikeout. Did give up a home run. That was an inside the Parker by Alyssa Dixon as Maddie Shinton steps to the plate. She's looking for her first hit of the game. VolState with 10 of them, and Maddie Shinton doesn't have any. 4th best batting average in the conference coming into today. And you would expect out of 24 hits on the day, she'd have a fair number of them. And she's got 1. And that was in her very first at-bat. That's a line drive right to the shortstop, and they're going to get a double play. Line out to Madison Lanier as Goad was getting her secondary. And she lines into the 6-3 double play. Dawson stands in, looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Dawson 1 for 2. That one slipped. Macy Calhoun plays that off the screen. Dawson, a left-handed hitter, and She's got power. She's got speed. Appears to have a good eye at the plate. In the top 10 in hitting. Slow roller back to the pitcher. And Chilton will glove that one, and that's a 1-2-3 inning ultimately. Same as VolState did in the previous inning. 3 up, 3 down, even after a leadoff single. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. First inning, the Lady Pioneers do not score. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. We are through 4. Be right back with the top of the 5th. Some more subs coming in for the Lady Pioneers. Willow Carden taking over at third base for Maddie Goad. And the new pitcher in the circle, Jordan Lucas. There's the number 12, sophomore transfer from St. Bonaventure. She's from Fredonia, New York, facing Kennedy Robinson, delivers first pitch strike. Caitlin Davis goes 4 innings, gives up 3 hits, no runs. Walked 2, struck out 2, did plunk a batter, faced 16, and she's in line for her 9th win of the year. Savannah White still out in left, Abby Merle in center, Anaya Dawson in right field. Willow Carden at third, Mally Griswold at short, Alyssa Dixon at second. Kendra McNeil is at first base, and Maddie Shinton is behind the plate catching Jordan Lucas. Lucas rocks and fires. That's outside. Jordan appearing for her 7th time this year. 6th in relief. She has a 2.25 ERA. Pitched 9 1/3 innings, giving up 2 hits, 3 runs. All 3 of those were earned. Walked 8, struck out 9. On in relief here of Caitlin Davis. Popped up on the infield. Dixon back makes the catch for out number 1. That sun can be a problem. That's why you'll see, especially a second baseman or first baseman, trying to look away from the west. They trying to catch that ball from an angle. Macy Calhoun, the catcher, getting her second at-bat. Looks at a called strike as Lucas pours that fastball in on the outside corner. Jordan, a very personable young lady. She's very amenable to a chat if you walk by her. Very friendly. Psychology major, the daughter of Kevin and Dana Lucas, sister to Kelly. Grandparents, Grandpa and Grandma in Fredonia, New York. Papa and Nana, also up in New York. She delivers the 1-1, is high. Last year for the Bonnies, 12 appearances in the circle, 3 starts. 2-1. Fouled back to the screen. Shinton will play that off the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the number 9 hole hitter, Jazz Watkins, leadoff batter for Dyersburg State Community College. That's what the DSCC on their jersey fronts show. That's what it stands for. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Lucas picks up the strikeout. Caitlin Davis scattered 3 hits around, had a hit in the second, third, and the fourth. A control problem starting the game, but able to pitch out of trouble. Had inning-ending 5-4-3 double play turned in the fourth. Maddie Goad over to Alyssa Dixon, on to Kendra McNeil. On a ground ball by Caitlin Cotton. Then a line out, a huge double play with the bases loaded in the first. Off the bat of Kinley Melton. She had a line drive right over to Maddie Goad, who was playing first base at the time. She caught it, stepped right on the base to retire Jada Moore. Jazz Watkins 0 for 2. Looks at a 2-0 pitch right down Broadway for a called strike. Lucas does have 1 save. This is not a save opportunity. Opponent's hitting .071 against Jordan. Ball 3. Jordan looked like she about fell over there. That looked awkward. And ball 4. Watkins has reached. That'll bring up Madison Lanier. Walked in the first and singled, had an infield single in the third, batting here for the third time in the top of the 5th inning. Dyersburg's going to have to score here, 8-0. That's a run rule. VolState will not have to bat in the bottom of the 5th, so they're down to their final out. I'm just now realizing that. It's 8 after 5 or 4.5. Two balls, no strikes to Lanier's. Time's called. Shinton's going to go out and have a confab with Jordan Lucas. So Caitlin Davis trying to break the tie between her and Grayson Nealon with the conference lead in wins. They both came into today's action with 8. Nealon getting the day off. Both are 8-3. Davis trying to go to 9-3. VolState trying to get their 30th win of the year and their 15th win in conference play. Said no other conference action today. Roan State's in second with a 9-3 record. Walters 10-4 in conference play. They just beat Chattanooga State 2 games yesterday. Chattanooga came in here and beat the Lady Pioneers on Sunday, I believe that was. 12-9 game and a 3-1, I think. Swing and a miss, and Dyersburg State down to their last strike. Lady Pioneers have the weekend off. We'll travel to Jackson State on Wednesday, I believe that is. Then have next weekend off. That'll be Easter. And play back here at home on April 7th. That's a Tuesday, and right now that's in conflict with some baseball action that I'll be calling. Full Count Ministries, Full Count lined. past Coach Dusty Rhodes down at third base. Foul. Wind still blowing out center field, a little bit to right center field over toward the buildings on campus. As softball field is on the western portion of the campus. Full count pitch, swing and a miss, and Lucas gets the job done. Throw the softball out there on the mound as though this game's going to continue, but it won't. Second strikeout of the inning for Lucas. And this one belongs to the Lady Pioneers. They get the 8-0 Mercy Rule final. A game that takes an hour and 10 minutes to conclude. Winning pitcher Caitlin Davis, she moves to 9-3. Loss goes to Haley Cisco. I have no idea what her record actually is. No save in the game as Dyersburg State strands a runner in the fifth. VolState gets the shutout. No runs, 3 hits for Dyersburg. They left 5 runners on base. Lady Pioneers do all the damage in 4 innings and get the 8-0 shutout Mercy Rule game to move to 15-3 in conference play, and that's their 30th win of the year. Let's see how many young Christian Lynn has in his career now. 121 wins. Makes that 121 and 46, I believe. And our player of the game, Toyota. Well, let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. As I see Kyle Tostenson, a late email here. Great day to be at VolState, the husband of our president, Dr. Wendy Tostenson. There's my scripture. We're going to go to, we're going to get to Romans. That's too long. We got too many long ones here. We'll go to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path smooth and straight. A great verse if feeling some anxiety. Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6, our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game could be Caitlin Davis. She was a Toyota Gallatin player of the game the last time, as Cheris Nichols makes an appearance up in the press box. Let's see. Maddie Goad was 3 for 3 in the game. Had an RBI, all singles. Alyssa Dixon had a 3-run inside the park home run. She had 3 RBIs, scored a run. Her second home run of the year. Caitlin Dillard with a couple of knocks. We're going to go Caitlin Dillard. She doesn't get big opportunity to drive in runs a ton of times. She goes 2 for 2 and scores 2 runs. Caitlin Dillard is our Toyota Gallatin player of the game with her grandparents here at the very least. The Browns out of Springfield. So congratulations to Caitlin Dillard. So you see the ladies out there getting the field ready for the next time that they play. And as I said, they'll not be here at home until April 7th against Northwest Shoals as they'll play out of conference. Let's see how many conference games they have left. 2 with Jackson State, 2 with Southwest. Those are both on the road. Then they'll have Columbia State coming in, and then they'll go there the middle of April. So there's 8, 10, 12, 14 more games, and all those games right there are with teams at the bottom part of the standings. They will take on Southwest, Jackson, Cleveland, and Columbia They are all at the bottom. So looking pretty good right now as we move past the middle portion of the season for the Lady Pioneers. Folks, I would expect to see them moving into the top 25 in National Junior College Division I softball rankings with the record that they have right now. 30-12, Dyersburg falls to 11-7 in conference play and 20-12 overall. Let's see where they will be. Next, they are hosting Southwest Tennessee next week, along with Columbia State at the end of the week. Well, that'll do it for another exciting doubleheader here at Nichols Softball Complex for Dr. Wendy Tossenson, the wife of Kyle Tossenson, and for the concession area group, he's not a doctor, either one of them are. Athletic director Bobby Hudson and former athletic trainer, now assistant athletic director Justin McKinney. And for head coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Reese. And thanks for listening on the VolState Sports Network. We'll be back soon with more exciting VolState athletic action. God bless you.